This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm delighted to be joined by the new British and Commonwealth super middleweight champion, Lennox Clarke, over Zoom. Lennox, how does it feel to hear that?
Yeah, man, it feels good, man. You know, it's a wicked title to be called. I'm happy, man. I'm happy.
How would you sum up the journey to reach this point for yourself, Lennox? Before we go back to the win over Willy Hutchinson, how would you assess kind of your journey to becoming British and Commonwealth champion?
Well, it's been a long, hard road. You know, coming from the small old setups and thinking, is it ever going to happen for me? Is it ever going to be my time? And you know, I'm glad that it's all paid off and all come together now.
I remember speaking to you back when you was 9-0, 10-0, and you were saying exactly what you said there. You know, will the chance come? When will it come? How did you find trying to stay motivated, keep yourself driven, and knowing that eventually something would drop for you?
And you just got to have belief, you know. You got to believe in the process, and you know, I'm glad that it's happened. And you know, it's been a long time coming, so I'm happy it happened the way it did.
Let's touch on that. Obviously, going back just over, well, in and around a couple of weeks ago now, stopping Willy Hutchinson in the 5th round. Just, I'm sure you've watched it back a few times, but how would you assess your performance since?
Obviously, my performance not very good, but my finish was brilliant. So that kind of like made the performance okay. But yeah, mate, it was good to get the win over Willy in that way. So I'm happy overall. But there's a lot to go back and work on, you know. But I've been out of the ring for 15 months. So, you know, it was an all right fight, man. It was good.
I mean, obviously, up until the point of the stoppage, Lennox, did you feel ring rust in there? Did you feel like you wasn't as sharp as what you would have been if you say you had at least one fight in this period throughout the pandemic?
Yeah, maybe. But, you know, like I didn't go in there to have a sharp fight against Willy because it weren't going to be a battle of who's the best operator. You know, I was going in there to do a job, like I told you before, and the job, you know, it paid off, and it happened out like as we planned it to happen. So, yeah, you know, there's a few faults, but obviously we got the job done.
Lennox, it was obviously quite a stunning finish when you did get to Willy and stop him. Just kind of going over that, did that give you a kind of a better happiness or a better sense of kind of happiness because of the build up, because of the back and forth yourself and Willy had before the fight?
Yeah, man, it was a sweet knockout, man. You know, obviously we had our Zoom with Dev and all that, and he says, "I hope I've got a chin," but it was his chin that got checked. So it happened. It happened very sweet for us, man.
Talk about the motions of setting those shots up when you did finally break him down, when you did knock him out. Did you realise he was kind of edging towards that stage in the fight when Willy wasn't able to kind of deal with your skill set?
Yeah, to be fair, like it happened earlier than I thought. To be fair, I was fully confident in doing that to him, but I thought I was going to grind him down, and it would have happened further on, like maybe the 8th, 9th, 10th round, maybe, because that was our game plan, was to just, you know, put it on him and make him work in areas he never wanted to work before. So yeah, you know, I had full belief in that happening, but maybe a bit later on.
Where does the journey of Lennox Clarke go from here? Where do you see your next kind of bout or opening coming from?
Well, we've had a good chat with Frank Warren that now. So obviously they've made it public that I'm part of them. Even though I've been with them for 8 months, so I kept that in the locker. But yeah, man, we've had a good chat. I'm happy to hear what they're saying. So waiting for confirmation on the next fight. But we're looking forward, not backwards. So I know we touched on people behind me talking crap. We can let them guys behind keep looking at the target on my back, but I'm looking forward, and I've got a target on other people's backs. So, you know, let them idiots get into their mandatory positions and I'll knock them out as well.
So talk to me about that. You've obviously got your eyes on people in front of you. Who in particular do you kind of look at and think I'd like to face them? Are you somebody, do you want to win the British title outright, or are you thinking maybe 1 or 2 defences and then move on towards like the European scene?
Yeah, like you just said it. So like I'm looking forward. I've also hold what everyone wants in Britain as well. So I've got a lot of options, you know. So if I can get excited by one, I'll be taking it, you know.
Is there anyone in particular who you'd like to step in with?
Well, I'd love to smash Laurent Richards up because I'm fully fit now. I'd love to smash him up, but he's obviously he's going on his route. So, you know, I'm looking to make power moves and take big chances. And, you know, look, I took a chance against Willy and I took him apart. So I'm always down to rise up to the challenges. So I'm looking ahead of me and upwards. So who knows what's there, man? We'll wait and hopefully we'll get a phone call in a few days, weeks or so. And have an opponent for you.
I know the world will be your oyster at the minute, Lennox, but in your opinion, where can your career go? How far do you think you can kind of reach in the world of boxing?
Yeah, well, listen, I've come from the white collars, man. So, you know, I've had an amateur background. I've just come here, you know, with rawness and, you know, a bit of natural ability. Not saying I've got too much, but, you know, who'd have thought I'd have been British and Commonwealth champion? You know, when I started out. So, you know, it's onwards and upwards, and I'll see how far these can take me. And like that's it, man.
Lennox, I want kind of a few more quick ones from you before I leave you to enjoy the rest of your Friday. Firstly, a message to any boxer out there, not necessarily naming them, but just kind of the super middleweight scene about your arrival, not just your arrival, but kind of you holding the belt, you're after people now. Just a message to everyone.
Man, listen, I'm a contender, you know, and I'm coming for everyone. I'll never shy away from a challenge, man. So bring it on, man.
And of course, a message to all of your fans, all of your loyal followers who unfortunately couldn't watch you pick up the belts a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, man. Like, I mean, like, and you say it like there wasn't there, but believe me, with all the messages I had over social media, on the build-up and after the fight, believe me, everyone was sitting down in Birmingham, and you know, even up and down the country, they've shown me massive support, which is good to know people are behind you. And you know, I think when the arenas open up, you're gonna have a lot of fans coming to support me. So man, it's been wicked.
And finally, Lennox, because I forgot to ask a little bit earlier on, how did you celebrate your win?
You know, I had a little drink with my family. Chill out, really. Like, to be fair, I've celebrated the win back in the gym for once. You know, like I've never really been one to run straight back to the gym, and I'll admit that. But you know, as we spoke about, I've got a target on my back and I've got a target on others. So I'm going to remain in the gym and waiting for the opportunities to come, whether it's knocking out the bums at domestic level, which I'll be happy to do, or look above and beyond. I'm happy to do that as well. So we'll just weigh up the options and we'll stick it on them, man.
Just mentioning being back in the gym, one final thing. I saw a photo of you and Callum Johnson doing some rounds. Talk to me about that. What was Callum Johnson like in the ring? How would you assess that?
Now, to be fair, I was in the gym training. It looked like I was doing the rounds, but I was watching him and Ricky Summers in a good, strong spar. It was a good, wicked spar to watch. People would have liked to have seen that. Good spar. He's a strong kid, you know. Hope he gets the win in a couple of weeks. And, you know, I hope obviously my gym pal Ricky Summers goes and does the business and shows everyone what he's about as well. So it was good to watch, yeah. I would like to have got involved as well, but I was just coming off the back of my win, so I was just in the gym plodding along.
Right, Lennox, we will leave that there now. I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of your evening. Yeah. Thank you for your time today, mate. Look after yourself and I'll speak to you soon.
Always a pleasure, and thank you. Cheers.